Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is the first upload from my 6-month break, but you guys already know why I've got that, so you know, thanks for sticking around. Today's video is just a Valentine's Day makeup look for a simple day, nothing too flash or fancy, and this is actually the finished look here, so if you want to see how to create this then keep on watching. To begin with, I'm using my Bourjois Radiance Reveal Foundation and a good old beauty blender, and to begin with I'm just placing spots of foundation on my face. And once the spots are evenly distributed, I'm then going straight in with my beauty blender to spread that across my face to give it a even looking finish. And this foundation is actually so easy to blend into your face. I honestly can't fault it at all. It's something new that I decided to try a couple of weeks ago and I absolutely adore it. And once the foundation is evenly spread, I'm going in with my Bourjois concealer in the lightest shade, putting it under my eyes as I've got some pretty dark bags at the moment, putting it on the bridge of my nose, on my T-zone, and then I do have a few blemishes on my chin, so I also put it down there as well. With this being in the lightest shade, I find it perfect to highlight these areas as well as cover up blemishes. I don't know, it just looks absolutely flawless. I'm really loving Bourjois at the moment. And then once again I'm going back in with my beauty blender to just blend in that concealer right into my skin to give it a smoother look. After that I'm going in with my Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette with this light cream shade to put as a base as well as the inner corner of my eye, just to make my eye look a little bit more bigger and a little bit more awake, because at the moment I need all the help I can get. And of course I'm going to be doing this on both eyes so they look exactly the same. And for this look I'm actually going for like a pinky smoky eye, so I'm using this pinky rose colour for the middle of my lid just to give it a little bit more definition, and I'm also putting that in the crease just to make the eyeshadow easier to blend in with the darker colour. I then picked up a big fluffy brush to blend the light pink shade out across the lid and up towards the brow bone, just so the colour is a lot easier to blend when I decide to put the darker colour on, and of course I did this on both eyes. And for the darker shades I decided to use a maroon shade from this NYX Ultimate eyeshadow palette, just the one that I'm pointing at now. And I just placed this on the outer corner of my eye in like a triangle shape. I found with this I needed to pack the colour a lot to be able to get the effect that I wanted to, but in the end it did work, and I just thought this colour was perfect to blend with the lighter pink, just to give it a little bit more of a smoky look, a little bit more of a sexy look as well, as it is Valentine's Day. And again I brought out my big fluffy brush and just blended in that darker colour in towards the inner corner of my eye, as well as dragging it up towards my eyebrow bone a little bit, but not too much. As I said, I did need to pack the colour to get the effect that I wanted, so I just repeated this until I was happy with how it looked, and I just kept adding colour and blending it out on both eyes. And once I was happy with my eyes, I then moved on to contour, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit medium to tan, and I'm just using the 3 colours that I'm pointing at right now. I'm not going to lie, this palette is a little bit too dark for my skin tone, but I make it work. And as you can see here, I'm just placing the darker shade under my cheekbones and then blending it out just so it doesn't look as dark and sharp as it does right there. I was absolutely mortified when I seen that, and it did take me quite a while to blend it out to make it look not so dark, but hey ho, I got there in the end. And of course I'm going to be doing this on both cheeks just to make it look exactly the same. I then took a lighter shade of contour and a packing brush and just placed a little bit on the bridge of my nose just to make my nose a little bit more defined. I then moved on to a Revlon Felt Tip liquid liner just to do a simple winged eyeliner on my eyelid. Obviously this is very difficult to do on camera, so here I am doing my best trying to show you how I would do it, but I did have to go off camera and touch it up a little bit just so it looked as precise as I wanted it to. Once I'd perfected my eyeliner, I then moved on to my eyebrows. I'm just brushing it through here with a brush that is on the end of an eyebrow pencil, and I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade in the shade dark brown with a angled eyebrow brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just putting this on really lightly because this shade is like perfect for my eyebrows, but it's a little bit too dark if I put too much on, so I need to be really careful. So I'm just putting it on gradually just to build up a little bit, and then I am blending it into the middle rather than putting it on fully straight away. I obviously did this on both eyebrows, and this gives the effect of a HD brow as well, which I actually really like. Then moving on to highlight, I'm using Candlelight by Too Faced, which is just a really low glow, and I absolutely adore it because if you're going on a date then usually the restaurant lights are quite dim, and when that highlight hits that light perfectly then it's just going to look absolutely unreal. And obviously I just apply it in the usual places, just above my cheekbones, on my cheekbones, and I do a little bit on the bridge of my nose as well. Then moving on to mascara, I'm using the False Lash Effect by L'Oreal. I absolutely adore this mascara. I don't know why, the brush is just so thin and it just gets every individual eyelash. It just makes your eyelashes look false, like it actually says what it does on the tin basically, and I absolutely love it. I use this every single day and I just love how it lifts my lashes. And I also go over it with one from Revlon, which I'm not too keen on, but I do see the difference when I put it on top of this one. I don't really like it individually, but on top of it, it looks really good. I did also add some black eyeliner to my waterline, only going halfway through to make my eyes look bigger, and this is just one from the collection. And last but not least, moving on to the lips. This is a Kate collection lipstick from Revlon. I think it's in the shade 33, but I'm not entirely sure, so sorry. And then I'm just putting this on like usual lipstick. So that's it guys, this is the finished look. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I apologise for the 6-month break, but hopefully I can become a little bit more consistent with my videos. If you did enjoy this video, then please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new around here, then please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'd love it if you did. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!